Welcome to the 39th episode of the Three Sportsmen podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Kurt.
I'm Sam.
And I'm Trey.
And in this week's episode, we are going to be talking about the NFL playoffs, some potential trade rumors surrounding Deshaun Watson, and then an actual trade that happened in the MLB with Lindor. But before we get started, we would really appreciate it if you would subscribe to the podcast, check out other episodes, follow us on social media, on Twitter,
At Podcast T3S.
and on Instagram.
At T3S Podcast.
We really appreciate any support. So we're not going to be doing 3-minute takeaways this week. There are not enough games being played. It's the wild card round. So we felt like it'd be better to just talk about the games. So
Yeah.
right now we are recording this as the Cleveland Browns are playing. And we all predicted Cleveland to win last week.
Yes, we did.
If you did not see our predictions, we made those last week. You should definitely check those out.
It's a blowout.
So far, it's only the early second quarter.
Did you see this? They just got a pick from their lineman, the Browns.
Oh, man.
Oh, yep, there it is.
Yeah, I think this one's all but over.
Yeah, this is over.
I wouldn't go that far yet because
No,
obviously
it's
something
over.
like 28-3 could happen.
Nope, it's over.
But
Kurt,
let's talk about the
don't-
games that have already happened. So
I wouldn't be putting any faith in the Browns, dude. This is sad. I mean, in the Steelers, this is sad.
Trey, the Bears, they lost today. Wasn't a good one.
It was
What are your
not.
thoughts on it?
I thought it was a good one.
It came down to third downs. The Saints converted almost all their third downs, and we completed one in garbage time. I mean, that's literally the difference of the game. It's third downs.
I think the Javon Wims.
Yeah, that ruined the game. That was a perfect ball by Trubisky. You have to give him credit.
It was
that
an
a
amazing play
perfect-
call and an amazing
the one
pass
to
by
Wims?
Trubisky.
Yeah, that was a perfect throw.
I'm watching the video right now.
That was a perfect throw. I mean, right in his arms.
He just dropped it.
I think that
Yeah,
if he caught that, it would have changed the momentum of the game.
it would have. But we weren't expected to win the game. The
So-
defense was way better than I thought, though. I'll say that.
I mean, considering Roquan and Jalen Johnson were both out, right?
Yeah, and Buster Screen, but I mean the other two are more big.
So what are you expecting from the Bears this offseason? Or
I
what would
don't
your
know.
ideal offseason be?
I mean, I think we're gonna get to it later. I mean, my dream scenario would be trading a bunch of picks and a player for Deshaun Watson, but we could save that for later.
We'll talk about that a
But-
little later in this episode.
I think Ryan Pace will probably go, and I think Trubisky is 50-50, and I think Nagy's probably 75% chance he stays.
See, Trey, now that the Bears season is over, you can pay attention more to the Blackhawks and the Bulls.
Yeah, I mean,
You can get upset even more.
yeah.
Well, I'm probably going to be emotionally stressed this season. No, not the word stress, but like, you get what I mean. I'm probably going to be emotionally hurting after this Hawks season.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a great play by Baker. Completing it to Austin Hooper.
I missed it.
So, Sam, Rams versus Packers next week. What are your thoughts?
It's a trap game. It's definitely a trap game, but I'm not too worried about it. But I guarantee you, when the week progresses, I'm definitely gonna worry about it even more. But you want to know what I miss?
What?
I miss that pure Justin Herbert pass form. I just miss it. I miss it, and I didn't think I would ever miss it this much. I miss him. I got his jersey coming in soon,
Okay.
hanging up on my wall.
I got to go to a Chargers game and get it signed.
Yeah, duh. You kidding me?
Any other games that really surprised us? Because I think for the most part, our predictions were pretty on the spot.
I didn't think the Rams
Trades
would win.
weren't trading.
I had the
Trading
Rams.
guess one correctly.
You know, Sam's just capping.
Going for 4th and 8. Going
Well-
for it on 4th and 8. That's bold.
We've seen some trade rumors spring up later in this week. Deshaun Watson. Trey, you said that you'd like to see him on the Bears.
I would love to see him on the Bears.
What would you give up?
Well, I've heard that they want 3 firsts and 3 seconds in a player, so I would give him the picks, and then either Mack or Smith. I would give him Roquan or Mack, and I think that would get it done.
Sam, the Packers don't need him.
No.
So where do you think he's going to end up?
A little bit of a hot take here. I think he's going to Denver.
Over your guy, Drew Lock?
Because Drew Lock sucks.
Nope. I think Drew Lock, and then I don't know if they'd be willing to give up that many picks though.
They have 9.
I think Denver would. I think
They have
Denver
9th
would.
overall.
Maybe they'd give it up. I don't know. It all depends on how Judy plays out. If Judy can really be the weapon that we really think he's going to be instead of just a really, really good route runner. Because his route running skills are exceptional. But he had butterfingers all year long, it seemed like. And then you got what?
There we go. Go. I was just gonna say, you know what the nightmare scenario for Watson would be, is if he went to San Francisco with
Oh
Kyle
God.
Shanahan.
Oh,
Dude, they're super. If he goes to the 49ers, they're Super Bowl contenders for the next 10 years.
well, I think if they're fully healthy, they're already
Oh my God.
close to a contender.
Imagine him instead of Jimmy G.
The Packers
I
would
don't-
never win it. If the Packers want to win a Super Bowl, this is the year because the 49ers aren't in the picture.
I think the only AFC team I could see Watson ending up on is Miami.
Steelers. I can see the Steelers.
I don't know if that works money-wise, and I don't know if they have the
That's
draft
true.
capital to get it done.
That's true.
Miami does, though.
Miami definitely does.
Tua would probably be in the deal.
He'd have to
100%.
be.
I'd be in the deal. I would be in the deal. They would trade me because I'm the best quarterback in the league.
Tua, who would you go at? Because I would assume the 3rd overall pick would be in that deal. With Laramie Tunsil at left tackle from that trade, I don't think you go with Sewell.
Tunsil.
Do you go with Jamar Chase to bring a number 1
At
receiver
3?
in?
So wait, we're talking what? Tua would be on that team
I'm thinking
in
Tua.
Houston?
Yeah, I'd think Tua 3 and 18 at minimum.
Oh, they would need to add some future picks, 100%.
Yeah, I'm just saying this is like the base of the deal.
Yeah.
Maybe if another second this year, and then maybe another future first and a couple more seconds. Although Tua adds a lot of value to the deal,
True.
so I don't know. Who would they get, or would they get like Parsons to help the defense?
I mean, they need a lot of help on defense, but I don't think linebacker is one of those needs. Because Zach Cunningham is pretty good. He doesn't get a lot of recognition, though.
If they trade Deshaun Watson, do you think they'd be a bottom 5 team in the NFL? They'd be pretty bad.
Yeah, probably. I mean, if they're finishing what? They finished 4-12 on the year
Yeah, and that's with Watson.
with Watson having an amazing season. I mean, it's hard to say that it depends on how Tua plays out, but I don't think Tua is going to be as good as Deshaun Watson was last year on like a consistent basis. It's going to be interesting to see. We'll keep you updated on any potential trades involving Deshaun Watson going forward. Now it's time to talk about a trade that actually happened. Lindor is a Met.
Very interesting. very interesting. Sam and I both agreed on this. They're still not as good as the Braves, even after this. But if they could sign Springer or Trevor Bauer, then I think they'd be on par with the Braves. But definitely helps them a lot, and I think he's signing long term. So,
Sam, you were saying before we started recording, this is big for your guy in the.
Yep, because now Tim Anderson is the best shortstop in the AL Central. So not a big deal.
So now that Francisco Lindor is out of Cleveland, what are your expectations for the White Sox next year?
Winning the division.
Okay.
Like, yeah. People are gonna say, oh, but the Twins. No. Because they got the guy out in left field that can't catch fly balls to win the game to save his life.
Wheeler?
No, I'm talking about the Twins.
Oh.
I'm talking about the Twins. Well, no, I think Kepler was playing right that game. I don't know, but you get what I mean. Still, White Sox are winning the division by 6+.
Oof. That's bold.
How far do they make it in the postseason?
World Series.
That's bold.
I think winning the division by 6 games is more bold than the World Series. I don't know.
I'm not saying we're gonna win it, but
You're going to make it.
we're gonna make it.
Honestly, the Mets have a pretty solid core right now.
They do. They do.
It's all right.
The Braves are. I still think the Braves are better.
The Braves are winning that division, dude. With Soroka coming back, when is he? Is he gonna be back? For opening day?
I think he might be.
Jeez.
It depends. I don't think they're done yet, unless they can get like Springer or Bauer, or I heard they want Chris Bryant, but I don't know if that'll happen or not. We'll see.
How many years does Brian have left?
Just one. He only has one. But Lindor is 100% signing an extension. I would say by May he'll have an extension done because he only has 1 year left too.
Yeah.
Well, let's end this episode off talking about the Blackhawks. Sam?
Yep. So today, as of today, the Blackhawks had their little scrimmage, their little inter-squad scrimmage. It was really, really interesting to see because they are currently in a huge hole on who is going to be starting. Who's going to be their starting goaltender for the whole year. It's between Lankinen, Delia, and Tompkins. I mean, personally, I think we really, really just need to find a goaltender who can last us 2.5 years, 2.5, 3 years. So we can get Drew Comesso, the freshman from I believe it's Boston U, to come over and be our starting goaltender for a while. So hopefully he plays out. If he plays out, then this team's living. Because hoping that the Hawks if the Hawks have a terrible year this year, hopefully they can get a top 5 pick. If they can get a top 5 pick, we would be sitting pretty.
You're trying to tank?
I think we need to tank for 1 or 2 years. Because I really, really think that Kirby Doc, I think, is gonna be our one. Kirby Doc will be like our star. And then like you still have Kubalik. You've got Reichel, who's playing in Berlin right now. And with a top 10 pick coming up this year. Hopefully we can come out on top of this rebuild.
How much is Seattle going to affect that?
That's I'm kind of worried about that. I mean, I just really, really hope that they don't take Comezzo. I mean, they're obviously not touching Doc. Doc. They can't touch him. Reichel, they can't touch. They can't touch Boquist. They can't touch Mitchell. Like they can't touch all of our young guys. Like maybe they'll get a couple of them, but they need to fix it. They need the NHL. If I wouldn't say they need to completely fix it just yet, but if they want to expand and if the Kraken come in next year and they're just as good as Vegas was year one, something needs to be fixed.
Yeah, then I think there's a problem.
Because that's not fair. Like, look at Detroit. Like, I hate Detroit. As much as I hate Detroit, like, look at them. And then you've got Vegas coming in here for year 4, or like in their 4th year, and they're the second favorites to win the Stanley Cup right now. Like that, that's not right. That's not right.
Seattle's expansion draft is really going to tell whether or not Vegas was just lucky or like a fluke in the system.
Yeah, I mean, they did get some really. I mean, they brought out a lot of talent in some guys, like Shea Theodore. Holy cow, that guy's got a rocket with a snapper and a wrister. Like, I'm telling you, this is going to be an interesting year. New divisions. I think the Blackhawks are going to win at least 6 games. Because we've got to play the Red Wings 6 times, so hopefully
we'll
come
see.
out
It's
on
going to
top.
be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, if we lose to the Red Wings in our home opener, I'm giving up on the season. So I'm kidding. It was a joke.
All right, so those were our thoughts on the NFL playoffs, Deshaun Watson trade rumors, Francisco Lindor trade, and the Chicago Blackhawks. If you like this episode, remember to subscribe, check out other episodes. Remember, the Three Sportsmen is a weekly podcast, so be sure to tune in next week. And remember, trust the podcast.